In recent days, Iran has once again found itself at the center of global attention. Protests have spread across multiple cities, with thousands of citizens pouring into the streets. On the surface, the reason seems clear. Economic hardship, rising costs of living, sanctions pressure, political restrictions, and long-standing frustration that many Iranians say has pushed them to the edge. It's not a debate that for an ordinary Iranian, life has become increasingly difficult. Inflation has eaten into salaries, unemployment has grown, and basic necessities have become harder to afford. Years of international sanctions have crippled the economy, while many are also fed up with religion and political spheres coinciding. There is no denying that genuine grievances exist. Even Iranian officials acknowledge that economic pressure has taken a toll. As said earlier, no one denies that the grievances are not genuine. Having said all that, do you really believe that all these protests, even the not-so-peaceful ones, are all genuine? Are the Iranians so filled with rage against the government that they want the USA to invade their nation and make their condition, as they have already made Iraq and Afghanistan? Recently, shocking reports and videos began circulating on social media. Footage allegedly shows protesters incinerating copies of the Quran, harming mosques, and vandalizing religious sites. In just a few days, reports claimed that up to 25 mosques were targeted, including the historic Al-Rasul Mosque, that too on Friday, the most religious day of the week. These images, whether verified or still under investigation, have deeply shaken many Muslims across the world. But if these protests are about economic hardship and opposition to the government, why target the Quran? Why target mosques? This is where all the narrative begins to collapse. The Iranian people, regardless of political differences, are known to take religion seriously. Even those who oppose the government have historically made a clear distinction between the state and faith. The anger of the people is directed at leadership, policies, and economic failure, not at Allah, not at Islam, and not at sacred spaces. Targeting the Quran does not bring bread to the table, going after mosques does not reduce inflation, and torching religious symbols does not solve unemployment. During the holy month of Muharram, the whole streets of Iran witness mourning, and everyone is seen so passionate about remembering the sacrifices of Ali, Hassan, and Hussein. May Allah be pleased with them. How can they suddenly all reject their faiths and forget about the sacrifices they have learned by heart since childhood? So it is clear that the Iranian people haven't harmed any of these religious sites or taken part in desecrating the Holy Quran. These actions are being done by those who benefit from them. The Iranian government has said that the protests are being exploited and inflamed by foreign interference, misinformation campaigns, and hostile intelligence networks seeking to destabilize the country. Across the Muslim world, whenever protests erupt in strategically important nations, a familiar pattern often follows. Peaceful demonstrations suddenly turn into not-so-peaceful ones. Sacred sites are targeted. Provocative acts appear that instantly shift global perception, transforming a population demanding reform into an image of chaos, extremism, and instability. And once that image is created, a new narrative is pushed. This country is collapsing. This regime must be removed and external intervention is necessary, as if the population hadn't already witnessed how external interventions in the neighboring nations like Iran, Afghanistan, and Libya have plunged the areas into an even darker phase. Reports have also emerged of statues of Iran's supreme leader being taken, an act aimed at portraying total rejection of the system. While political symbolism is expected in protests, the sudden inclusion of religious desecration raises serious questions about who is steering parts of this unrest. The timing of these incidents is also critical. Iran remains a central player in regional geopolitics, standing against Western dominance. Portraying Iran as internally fractured, religiously divided and socially collapsing serves a very specific global agenda. the goal of which is to convince the world that Iran is beyond repair and that regime change is not just justified but urgent. It is vital to separate the pain of the Iranian people from the manipulation of their struggle. The majority of Iranians are not enemies of Islam. They are not targeting Qur'ans and mosques. The question is then, who is? That's all for today. If you found the video informative, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Jazakum Allahu khairan.